welcome to the India Today Business Today studio here at the World Economic Forum at Davos, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw ji, Railways, Information and Broadcasting, Electronics and Information Technology. Vast portfolio, sir, and you've been here at Davos on the front foot. I want to begin today by getting you to speak a bit more about this comment that was made, which you have already responded to, about India's status and progress as far as AI is concerned. There were some remarks that we are not right up there. What would you say on that, sir?
There was a kind of lack of information. That's why that comment had come. So in many forums now people understand how systematically we have worked on the all the 5 layers of AI stack. And there is very good understanding that 95% of the work can be done with a 50 billion parameter model. We are already having 70 billion parameter model. Very soon we are going to launch 120 billion parameter models, and practically 95% of the work can be done with this bouquet of 12 models that we are doing. What's going to be most important in the world going forward is how people use AI. The diffusion of AI is going to be very, very important, and that's where India has taken the lead. Our corporations, our enterprises, our manufacturing sector, the use of AI is practically everywhere. You talk to CII, you talk to any industry body, the use of AI is practically everywhere. Your channel also, you have a AI anchor. So, so that people have understood, that is, and it's very important that we work in all the 5 layers. There are very few countries which would be working on all the 5 layers. So that's the advantage that our country has, and the entire IT industry is going to be the largest AI services provider to the world.
Ashwini, there are also concerns that India's strength and status as the back office of the world may come under threat due to AI, particularly on the software and enabled services side. You are a techie and a minister. Do you think that is a possibility, a negative outcome that we should be prepared for?
So we are in discussion with practically every IT major. I am personally speaking to their CEOs. Yesterday we had a session with all the IT CEOs. They have all very systematically pivoted away from the IT services model that was there in the past. Now they are looking at AI services model. And what does that mean? That means going to a corporation or an enterprise, understanding their business and helping that enterprise in providing the AI services, building the solutions for them. So AI solutions providers is what the new way of IT industry will be. And for that, we are working with the industry to develop talent. We have taken a challenge of developing 10 million, 1 crore AI talent pipeline. So that's going to sustain our IT industry in a very big way.
Ashwini, in 3 years' time from now, if we were to talk about the kind of development that and progress that we will see in AI field, how would you want to see the progress 3 years down the line? What kind of shape, structure and size will this sector have in India?
In our country, in 1 year from now, most of our AI related work we should be able to do with our sovereign models first. Second, we should be making a serious effort towards developing our own GPU, and there the startups are doing a lot of work on it. There will be a lot of innovation in this. I think somebody used a very interesting cricket analogy. In a 5 test match series, this is the first innings and first day of the series. So it's a multi-decade transformation which is going on in the world. This is the 5th industrial revolution. So in this industrial revolution, in this scenario, we will come with more innovations, we'll come with a full sovereign stack, will come with a complete series of AI applications which will be used by our people, and will come with a common compute facility which is already there with 38,000 GPUs, will expand it significantly.
Definitely, you are here. There are other union ministers, there are 10 states, notable chief ministers who are here, and the sense that we have been picking up, talking to others from overseas, about India's economic story, and people are looking at India as a strong spot for growth. Multiple investments, including FDI in the digital and technology space, have come into India, whether it's Google, it's Amazon, so many other companies. What is the sense you are picking up about the India story and the likelihood of even further investments on the back of reforms that Prime Minister Modi's government, 2025 frankly should be called the year of reforms in India?
Absolutely. People understand the reforms express which our Prime Minister Modi ji has flagged off. People really appreciate the reforms in GST, the opening up of nuclear sector, the reforms in labor. So many reforms which are happening practically every sector. People recognize that. The investment momentum is very strong. There is a suggestion that now time has come when we should be having a World Economic Forum in India. So that idea has also come, kind of autumn Davos in India. So that idea is also
Has
being...
the city been decided, sir?
So this is a new idea which has come, which basically shows the recognition of our country, of our economy. People see India as the fastest growing major economy with inflation under control and very healthy balance sheet of the central government, very low debt in the economy. So all these things are noticed by the people.
Ashwini, I also want you to talk about another area which is a massive area, because sometimes all the attention goes to digital infrastructure development, but the physical infrastructure, including the railways that you are championing, plus the highway program. In terms of the railways discourse, I don't see any other comparable economy in the world which is investing the kind of money in a railway network build out. Someone here yesterday said that in India over the next 5 years, 10 years, everything has to grow 4 to 5 times to even meet today's demands. About the railways, what will you share with us?
Exactly, and our Prime Minister has given so much focus on railways right from 2014 onwards. The investment which is now coming in railways is immense. The execution pace is very high. We have added 35,000 kilometers in the last 11 years. We have electrified practically 99.8%, 99.6% of our network. 47,000 kilometers electrification we have done in the last 11 years. We are totally transforming the way our trains are manufactured. New generation Vande Bharat trains, Vande Sleeper has been recently launched, Amrit Bharat, Namo Bharat trains. So people are so excited about this entire journey of railways, and it's highly environment friendly mode of transportation, because compared to highway, it has 98% less carbon dioxide load. So it's very important that for a sustainable growth, for a clean growth, we keep on our focus on railways.
Sir, in terms of electrification, I am talking about railways electrification and tying it with the broader climate goals that India has adopted, including the EV push for road transport. If you could talk a bit more about the railways electrification program, and in 3 to 5 years, what kind of achievements are we likely to see?
Our railway electrification program is now completing another few months, and it will be completed. So this will be now over. We are actually closing down the organization which was established for doing the railway electrification. So it's a very satisfying journey. Our Prime Minister's focus was very important, and that has really helped us reduce the carbon footprint in our country. I really appreciate the focus on renewable energy. We have today 50% of our power generation capacity is from renewable energy. Out of the 500 gigawatt, 250 gigawatt is from renewable energy sources. So that's a very important, significant point. In case of nuclear, which is going to provide us the base load, the new Shanti Act, that's going to give a major boost to our nuclear efforts.
If we were to talk about India's chip ecosystem, Ashwini, a lot of effort has gone in, and again the parallel that I have to say is that it will be difficult to find any large size and comparable economy, frankly, which is doing so much on this. There are some traditional hotspots which have happened over decades, but on the chip eco, in terms of the sequencing and the effort that you have been personally leading, where do we stand today?
So yesterday in a roundtable, the industry leaders from semiconductor industry, they said that India is probably the only country which will be having the end-to-end spectrum of entire chip ecosystem, entire chip value chain. Today we are designing 2 nanometer chips in our country. There are 24 startups which have started designing their own. There are thousands of students, more than 65,000 students who are designing chips, manufacturing them. So the design part of it. The fabrication, our fab is coming up very well in Dholera. The ATMP units, 9 of them, they are coming up very well. They are starting their commercial production in 2026. The downstream electronics manufacturing industry. So this entire chain is now coming up, taking shape in our country. And good thing is electronics manufacturing and IT services combined are very large export economy. Today electronics manufacturing has become, electronics exports has become the third largest exported item after petroleum and engineering goods. Very soon it will become the second largest export item. So the growth in the last 11 years in electronics manufacturing is 6 times, electronics exports is 8 times, semiconductor is a new industry which has set up, the design ecosystem is developing very fast, the talent pipeline is growing very rapidly. So it's a factor which the entire world has taken note of, and our path is very well calibrated and very well thought through. By 2030 we should be doing 7 nanometer chips. By 2032 we should be doing 3 nanometer chips. So that path is very clear.
You are also Information and Broadcasting Minister. And one of the things that I want you to talk about is the overall context of the global trade-related disorder. India has over the past 2-3 years now been working very hard on trade deals. Hopefully we will have some good news around the corner on the European Union trade deal also. In all of this turmoil, how would you explain to investors, particularly here, as to what India's macroeconomic policy and trade-related policy efforts are going to be?
It's a very good question. And just in the morning we had a session with investors. The key takeaway is India is going to grow at 6 to 8% real growth and 10 to 13% nominal growth with a moderate inflation in the range of 2 to 4%. So that's going to be the growth journey for the next 5 years in a very consistent manner. So that consistency is what people are taking note of. That inclusive growth is what people are taking note of. That thoughtful simplification of the laws and removal of archaic statutes from the statute book, that also is being taken note of. The reforms which are happening in sector after sector. So that big macro picture shows that India is a very resilient and a growing economy. So everybody wants to be a partner with it, and our openness to develop good, healthy, balanced trade agreements with UK we have done, with Australia, with New Zealand, with EFTA nations, and currently we are in negotiation with Europe. So all these things are very important factors in the growth journey that we see ahead.
What is the stated line on the US trade deal, sir?
We are continuously negotiating with them, and hopefully we should definitely get some good results in the coming times.
One final question. If any investor were to today ask you about comparing India as an investment destination with any other country, and particularly in Davos for the last 3 years ago, China plus one, India's mention was right up there. What would you tell them?
Today people are looking at India as a very trusted and a very reliable supply chain and value chain partner. Why I say supply chain as well as value chain? Supply chain is simply supplying the materials. Value chain includes design. So people see India as a design and supply as a value chain partner. So yesterday the team, in one of the panels, one of the industry leaders said that entire product design, end to end, we are doing in India, manufacturing in India. So that kind of confidence, because we respect people's IP rights, we respect people's, when enterprises come to our country, we provide them services and we respect the value they have created over period.
Are you hopeful that this approach will also help us further deepen our defense production base? Because that's not just an economic need, it is a larger geostrategic policy need.
Yes, you are very right. And it is actually helping us develop our defense needs. So many people are coming. So the aviation industry, $10 billion worth parts are manufactured in India today. It's like, it's something, it's a journey which is very consistent and people are really looking up to it.
Ashwini Vaishnaw ji, thank you very much for your time with us. That's a wrap on this conversation here from the World Economic Forum. We'll be back with more. Until then, goodbye. Hello and welcome to the India Today Business Today studio here at the World Economic Forum in Davos. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and with me Sanjeev Kishan, the chairperson of PwC in India. Thank you very much, Sanjeev. We've just spent some time going through the fine print of a CEO survey that PwC does every year, the 29th one, and we focused in great detail on the India findings with regard to CEOs. But let's use our time here on this conversation to focus on a broader macro topic, which is perhaps to do with looking beyond trade. 6 months back, if you were speaking, we would have spent quite some time on our trade deal and what would happen. I think the whole country and the system is looking beyond that trade deal. As in, when it happens, fine. If it doesn't matter. Everyone's pretty bullish on the India growth story. We are literally just 2 weeks away from the budget. So from a macro perspective, what policy initiatives can set the tone for building on the current mood and delivering even higher and better growth going ahead?
So first thing first, Siddharth, I must say that India has been very, very resilient all across 2025. Bunch of reforms which came through last year. I think some path-breaking reforms, right? We talk about the 3 Ls, land, labor, litigation. At least the labor issue got sorted, right? And I think this is something which is a journey. And at times when you are pushed to the brinks, almost, I think you act better and faster. Clearly, India has shown the path, and India is going to be the highest growing economy this year as well. So clearly,